said I don't get no sleep. Like that's why my eyes is always red. Like I was up all last night trying to get some sleep. What's up, man?
What's happening, bro?
Finally got you, huh?
Yeah.
Now you gonna
Oh man.
now you gonna explain this to us?
Well, I tried to.
Cause I
What you want
need
me to hit you with?
the PTSD.
Oh
Because in
man.
order to even know it, I gotta understand it. Because I'm not lying, I don't know anything about it. I still don't know what it actually is. Post, I don't know.
it's I guess you could just say it's extreme anxiety, panic attacks. Uh, it's after you have a traumatic event, sometimes you relive that in your mind,
Oh,
and it causes you to feel, you know,
oh,
like you might be about to die.
yeah,
You
like
get the panic attack, the heartbeats. I thought I was gonna die, yeah,
dang.
but it was because of ayahuasca.
Okay, so what happened?
Well, I had been experimenting similar to what you're doing, similar, uh, just trying to get things right, going, trying to go deep as I could. And I went there on my very last trip. I I lost who I was,
Dang.
and some people could deal with that, but for me, it was the most terrible thing imaginable, because it the event of losing myself looped. It started looping. I have this thing that happens when I take ayahuasca. Sometimes time loops, and the whatever happened, it'll happen again and again. You cannot tell, and you cannot control yourself, even though you know it's looping. You're going to do the same thing over, even though you know what I mean.
Okay, look,
So in this particular,
I don't mean to stop you, but I'm gonna just give an example. So if I think I got
okay,
it right, so people will be able to see it better. The butterfly effect, or
but
like
quicker.
like Groundhog Day or something like that.
Yeah,
Like every
yeah,
time you wake up, the same thing happened that day.
yeah, but much quicker. We talking about within minutes
Yeah.
or seconds,
Okay.
you know, uh, and you'll know it in your mind, but you'll still repeat. Like, say I'm talking to you, you'll repeat the same thing over, and you can't control it. Um, and this particular time when it happened, I had seen my son disappear. I had a previous experience where my wife vanished, but on this particular time, my son came in the room, and I had taken a second cup. That's when the magic happens. And he was on the bed, and I started panicking because I knew this was the strongest trip I had ever had. It
Yeah.
was coming on. So I called my wife to help me get to the kitchen to get some water to try to, water it down or something. So she runs me downstairs. My vision is going, and I start having the effects of things just seeming so far away. So we get to the kitchen. I grab the water, and I'm running back up to the room, and the steps just expand forever.
Dang.
So it just feels like I'm just trying to get upstairs. So I get upstairs, and I start drinking the water, and I just start spitting it out onto the floor. I'm going crazy in the bathroom, in our bedroom. So I'm drinking the water. I'm just spitting out. I don't know what to do, and everything starts crystallizing. You know,
What you
when
mean?
you're going to breakthrough, when you first get a high dose, everything gets very clear. It'll keep getting
Yeah.
clear until everything starts so clear it just looks like crystals. So I couldn't see stuff clear anymore. I'm just seeing things, it's just crystal. Everything's crystal. My wife's face,
Man.
everything. Oh, well, let me tell you this part. I get back up stairs and my son's on the bed. He's awake, but he's afraid because he sees me panicking. So I look at him and his face just turns into all these patterns of blocks. Looks like a transformer.
Yeah.
And his face just starts uh, disassembling, you know? It just starts disassembling and then it breaks open. And I could see through his face straight to the bed. Now he's just looking at me, stare at him, and I'm watching him disassemble like this. And he his body started just shrinking. While he's doing this, disassembling, he just starts shrinking, and then he's gone. Now I'm touching the bed. He's gone. He done disappeared.
Wait,
So,
did it like
yeah,
take you
yeah.
back? It's like it back in time and took you to where he was not, or what the heck?
No, this is clear as this is before things went crystal. Okay, this is right before that happened. So, oh, it was so much to that. It was so much to that. But that was one of the main thing that made me panic even more. And then my wife was concerned because she never seen me like this with ayahuasca.
How,
And then
like before this time, how many times have you had did it?
I had done it 20 something times at this point. Ayahuasca,
Yeah.
DMT, Changa, Iboga. I had done everything. I had a whole chest full of psychedelic herbs, dream herbs, all kinds of stuff. I was on my shaman journey, okay? Because the first time I took ayahuasca, it was so amazing, so loving, so beautiful. And I just kept going. I want to see
Yeah.
because I was trying to have this outer body experience.
Last time, okay, yeah, man, what happened?
Okay, where was I?
You was saying how you did Ebola, and
No, ayahuasca. This is just ayahuasca. So I told you that my son had disappeared, and now my wife is concerned because she's watching me. She obviously can see my son.
everything
I cannot.
crystallized.
And now everything is crystal. I can't see her because everything just starts crystallizing, and now I start losing memory as well. So my memory starts. So I see my wife one last time and I can't remember what she is. And then I can't remember what a woman is. And then I can't remember what water is. And I'm trying to look around and remember stuff. And my last memory was the air conditioning in the room. I never forget. It was the last thing I seen because I was staring at it. And then
Yeah.
it was, you don't know stuff. You're ignorant to everything that none of this stuff exists. Like you say, it's a simulation. It just seemed like nothing was never real. It's like now I'm gonna open the door and show you what's real. And I got taken to space, beyond space. space had turned into like a ball. It was a black ball that all the universe was within it, and it got tiny as a pin dot. And then everything else was just bright lit, just another bright lit universe, colorful, cloudy, colorful, just very different. And these beings was in there. And this one being came up to me, and he had a device in his hand, and it was spinning. It was like you could see through this being, but it had a device in his hand, and it was just spinning. It brought it right up to my face, and it was telling me that this is how we make time. Yeah, it was like it don't talk, but it just showed me this, and it made it clear to me this is what time come from, or whatever. So now none of this matter because I'm panicking. Okay, so I'm seeing this, but I'm still in a panic mode.
That's so. It's like, man, it make you think of the Mandelbrot, or however you say that. Like when you look at the fractal things, and they be just like they keep going forever, 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 but it's like different stages of them. So it's like bam, it disappeared, and you was in that next stage.
Next stage, and I didn't know what nothing was but myself. I didn't know what nothing was, and it was just showing me stuff.
How'd you, when you seen the other being, how'd you even interpret him then?
I could see him. I don't know what he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what he is, but he's communicating with me. So I keep some of that. You know, there's a lot of it that I didn't keep, but I kept some of that, like him showing me time. And man, I was stuck in there. The length of time that I was stuck in there was like eternity, like infinite number of years. I was stuck. I thought I had died. You know what I'm saying? But I even remember when I was leaving space, the concepts that we made up to believe, like religious concepts,
yeah,
that was shown to me as it's an illusion. But it was shown to me that it's something we made up because we really don't know. So we make something up to comfort ourselves about the fact that we're gonna have a death, and we don't know what's next for real. So we make this up. We can comfort the people.
And that's my thing though right there. I always say that, man. God was made in man's image. God was made in man's image. We made God in our image. Period. That's who God is.
Right.
So what was the next stage after that? After he showed you the time device, I would have spit that motherfucker back about 10 years. Hey man, take 10 off of that motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
Send me back, so you know what I mean? Yeah, Merkabah.
That's right.
Point. But okay, yeah. After what happened after that?
Let me see. On a lot of it I don't remember because I end up getting PTSD from this experience, and I had to take some pills called beta blockers to erase the memory because it was bad, yo. It was bad. I seen demons, but that wasn't the scary. The scary part was things I can't even remember, and I'm glad I can't remember them. But one of the effects was when it got terrifying, it wasn't like you're scared of demons and stuff. You're scared of this stuff you just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And you're by yourself and you feel like you're never going to get back to reality. So let me see. I can't even explain it. Those loops. Have you ever had the loops when you took DMT? Have you ever, bruh? That's when, and it took my 7th trip before I even seen that kind of magic. Because I was comfortable because I thought I knew it.
Yeah.
Because my first trip, I did it. I brought all my house plants in the room, and I had made my room real nice. And my plants had came alive. They was animated, and they was the branches was like trying to get me to come to. I was scared,
Off
but I
DMT.
finally did. This was yes. If you do DMT in front of plants, the plants will animate if you're staring at them.
Hey, you're not lying, because when I did it outside, the plants, the palm trees, I could hear the palm trees and I could hear the sky talking to me. I could feel it breathing and everything. But dang, wait, okay.
It was so much, yeah.
Yeah, okay, wait, because I see you get kind of emotional when you think about it, because I know you probably
That
a
last
lot.
one, I don't want to go ever into that because it took me years to get back to normal. I couldn't even close my eyes in the shower for a long time because some of those memories would come back.
Yeah,
And then I went looking for information. How can I, suppress some of that? And that got me through.
yeah, that's cool. You guys see, you making me what's his name, man? Talk about the demons though. Like,
Yeah, that
what
wasn't so
what is the
bad.
demon? What is a demon?
I don't know what it was. I know I seen it on one of the trips. I had smoked some changa, and I was in this tunnel, and the walls all around was filled with these demonic looking beings, these sharp fingered, sharp teeth, multicolored, evil looking things. They
Yeah.
looked clear as me, and they was everywhere, all over the walls. I don't know if I was what I don't know what it was, but I remember I told you if you put on some love music, it'll change it. I remember you were saying you don't want to mess with the music
Yeah.
because you want to just have, but your mind has set the stage too. So if you having fear, it's gonna manifest, and
Oh,
you just don't know what it's gonna be. So I had some love music playing. So when I seen these demons, I also seen these monks of light, and they had took some powder, some kind of powdery substance, and threw it onto these things, and they were staying back from me. Yeah, bro. That's I know you like. I ain't never seen nothing like that. And before my 7th trip, I had never seen nothing like that either. You know what I'm saying? I know you like. No, this ain't DMT. This something else. No, this
hey,
DMT, yo.
hey, no, hey, you know what I was thinking though? Hey, I
What?
was like, hey man, y'all think I could get some of that? Just a little bit. Just give me like a
Just
pinch for tomorrow, because I know them motherfuckers.
that's
Because the ones you talking about that be on the walls and shit, my cousin, he never did DMT or nothing like that. He see them, and I be on the phone with him, and he say, look, there go one on the wall right now. He be seeing them, and I be like, I thought he was tripping, but hearing you, I know it's something. And
it's
I'm gonna have
something,
to
man.
have him describe it to me, because he always see it, but he's used to it. It's like he's used to it. He see it all the time. he just don't talk about it to everybody. He try to keep it like on the hush, but he see it and he be like telling me because he see me doing this and be like, yeah, look, it's one right here. You know what I mean? But it's been like that, and it's like, so I know that shit is true, dude. And you don't even have to. You don't have to even go this route in order to see them things. Some people, and that's what's crazy. Some people don't.
If you don't have to go this route to see what I see, I think something wrong with them. Because what I see, I, you can't make this up. A human ain't gonna make this up. I don't even know. Like this was too. It was too real. So I could dream. I can't even dream nothing like that. That was. I mean, it was dead real.
So like a lot of stuff that you seen on these journeys, do you see like in different angles of life and stuff like that?
What do you mean, like?
Like, okay, like did the journeys like confuse you about what life is?
Of course.
Here and what this actually is.
Of course. Of course. The journey and the one video I had put the little audio. It talked about the time my wife disappeared, and that was the first time I seen something like that. Everything else had been, regular DMT stuff, but this was a real. My wife had come down to check on me, and she vanished when she was walking down the rest of the steps, and it made me feel like everything was fake, including my wife. That was the thing. I said, when I panicked, I was like, if that's I don't want to know that.
Yeah.
Because then that means I'm by myself. And some people look at something like that, like they're trying to, the one mind. Well, if there's the one mind, this one mind had to create reality so it could interact with something, because it's lonely. It's by itself. If we think about when we say the one God or whatever, the one mind, but that's what I went into with stuff like that. But the one thing about that last trip was when I came out of it, I loved existence. I could tell all the stuff that I had taken for granted about life and didn't just pay attention to. Now, everything, I know my wife was like, you a weirdo, because everything was amazing after that. I was just so happy to not be dead. I get a chance to come back and, fix however I used to look at life. Now I could look at it with the true appreciation of the beautiful of being able to be. So, we happen to be right now.
You had the ego death. That was the ego death. That's what it sounds like.
But what they don't tell you is that the ego death, it's like the real, like you really did, like you died. It's not like a thing called an ego, like your attitude change. No, you go through death for real. Like you don't know you're gonna come back. You are totally convinced you're gone. Totally convinced. And you got to be ready to understand that. I didn't understand it as that at that time. I do now.
So when you came back, did you have to literally like put the pieces in order, or did it like just start shooting back to you?
When I came back off that trip, my room was filled with other people. My wife, my son was back, and other people who was not really there. But there was other people in there. This is after when I'm looking back and remembering that piece of returning. Because when you come back down, everything gets loving again.
Yeah.
So when I came back, everybody had my face. There were everybody in the room, but they had my same face. And they were all just smiling, like, now you got it. Now you understand. understand what? I just don't understand.
Hey, this nigga, hey, they like they pulled up on you and threw a poisonous snake on you. And then look, when you get it off, look, now you understand. Nigga did what? It almost bit me. It tried to kill me. What the fuck you mean? What was there to understand in that? God,
Right,
dude. That's what I be
right.
feeling like, because every time when I go, they show me all this ugly shit. Then in the end, they show me some beautiful shit like this is what it could be. And it's like, okay, that don't make sense to me. And then I
Right.
always wonder why I go back, but then I guess my mind, I just want to know. It's just I'll be scared as shit every time. I can't go in without being scared. Except one time when my cousin died, I had the heart to just go. Every other time, man,
Mm.
I be spooked. I think that's why I be messing up on my doses, because I be more scared to go in because I ain't stupid. So it's like I'm
And
testing, I'm going hard, and then I come back and it'll be like test the waters, then I go hard, but I gotta get my feet wet. I can't just because I think man, they wanted to keep me every time. And that's what I like, that's what you're saying. And that's that death. And I was like, no, you can't kill me. You can't kill me. I'll be like, no, I don't want to die. Like, but you
but
asleep.
they
I don't
say,
give a fuck where I go from here. It's not that time
right.
yet. It's not that.
Just like I sent you the video with the Indian dude who talked about the high dose. He was part of the DMT study,
Yeah, yeah,
remember? And he
yeah,
said the cost is heavy to go that far. It's heavy. The cost is you gotta go through a death. And on the other side of that is information. But I might have almost got there and not gotten to the other side and got stuck in that middle area. But I can't. When I came off that trip that same night, I dumped everything, all my herbs, all that stuff.
yeah,
I knew I could never do it again. And the PTSD didn't start until about 2 weeks later.
yeah.
2 weeks later, I thought I was good. And then I know I was walking outside one day and it just felt like I was having a heart attack. And I was just kept remembering that last trip. And it was just all the time. It felt like I was having a
Hey,
heart attack, literally.
no, I know what you're talking about, because when I seen the fuckery box and the worm and all that, the centipede type thing, dude, every time it played in my head, I started crying though. Like I couldn't help it. But then, like after a while, like when you come back, as it starts to dissipate and disappear, and you forget about it, it don't be as worse. But like you said, every time that shit flashed, though, you be like, "What the fuck?"
Right. What
Like,
the hell?
I was crying for
And
days, like 2 days. It damn near seemed like, but I said, "Okay, y'all got to do better than that. Y'all got to." I watched the nigga get stabbed in the pen. Y'all got to do better than that.
yeah.
Like y'all really made me cry though. I ain't cried in years.
Woo. Yeah, it'll do that.
Yeah, but
And
it's tight
like
though.
the sister who was just on, the one thing I want to say that if when you take these substances, they don't always take you where you expect what you're trying to see. Because I was trying to see out of body experience. I never was allowed to see that. I kept getting judgments on myself to fix things, diet, smoking. I at the time drinking alcohol, all that. I was told that was going to kill me. So all them early trips, it was stuff like that. I was getting that information, and I was
Yeah,
like, this is great. I need to fix this, this, and this. They told me stuff like plants need to be rooted in the earth and not potted in pots. It was crazy. It was crazy. But like I said, it was 20 something trips and they was all full. But that was the little bit of that last one, a very little bit.
yeah.
But just be
Well,
careful. because when my son was young at the time, and I got 4 children, but my son was very young, and I said, I can't be crazy trying to explore.
Hey,
I gotta finish this. Now he's 14. So
hey, like in the beginning, in the interim, when I had my kids, you know, back when I was like running the streets and in the streets all the time, I never was at home any goddamn way. So, you know, I take care of them more now. I'm just saying, I take
you
care of them
were
better. It's different now. You know, I done got older, and you know what I mean. I know what it is, but I'm going through. I done been through so much, man. I done been through. I don't think I can go through anything worse. So just these ventures that I'm taking, there's nothing worse. It's like I was groomed for this shit. Yeah, I did shit. The time I did locked up, you know what I mean? Once I got out, I didn't go back again. Didn't have no reason to go back. I
good,
felt
good,
like I
yeah,
was
yeah,
done. I was like, yeah, okay, I
yeah.
understand. I didn't go back. But I was groomed for this, dude. I was groomed for it. So I already know I'm going to make it. But I'm just going, you know, once I get that ego death, I think I'm going to be able to handle it. I think I'm going to be able to handle it because
I hope so.
I felt like they
I
killed
hope
me a
so.
long time ago anyway. Hey,
I
that's what
hope
I be
so.
saying when they be talking about clones. I be like, yeah, they don't understand, man, like the realness about that shit. You know what I mean? They can kill you mentally and clone your brain with something else, like, you know, some shit on TV or something. And you don't
Yes.
understand it. It goes way further than just making another
Oh
person.
yeah.
Why are they going to take the time out to groom a person in the motherfucking lab when they got your mind to groom? They can take over your mind.
And they already have, yes.
They already
A
have.
lot of it.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of it. Like, I'll be like, come on, get it, get it. But yeah, man, I'm gonna pull you in again, man, because I know you got so many stories,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you so get your next one ready, because
Okay.
I'm trying to
Another
do
day.
this like every day. If we can do this like every day, man, that'll be dope, man. That'll be dope.
Okay,
'Cause
this
it's
is
like,
dope.
yeah,
I always been waiting for a good brother to do this. So
yeah,
okay.
yeah, I'm ready. I'm running with it, man. The Black Terrence McKenna. Nah, I'm just playing.
Okay.
Somebody told me that I had started dying laughing. But I'm about to run with it though, man, because we
Okay.
gotta know, bruh. We gotta know. And we, like you said, I feel like we gotta know the good sides and we gotta know the downsides also before you decide to even go here. Because I'm not telling you to go and do this. Because I wouldn't
Right.
tell nobody to go and do any kind of thing like this, anything. These are just journeys that we decided to take. And these are the stories of the journeys that we decided to take. So you don't have to take it.